what Crumbs really is about is it's about community. And I think when I started the business, one thing that I wanted to create is to serve food that unites people. So Crumbs is not just about making food. It is about making great food, but it also bringing people together with that food.
The Bishop Stortford Community Podcast is all about shining a light on the businesses, community leaders and local legends that make our town a great place to live. But behind the scenes, to run the podcast, it does cost money. So we've set up a simple way for you to support the podcast through the Giving Lottery. It's just £1 per week, and every week you're in with a chance to win a prize. And a portion of that money goes directly into supporting the podcast and creating more stories and more interviews like today's. If you'd like to support what we're building here, the link's in the show notes. Thanks in advance for your support. Okay, back to the episode. Welcome to the Bishop Stortford Community Podcast, the show where we shine a light on the incredible businesses, community leaders and local legends shaping our town. I'm your host, James O'Donnell, and today we are joined by Maria Garman. Maria, great to have you on the show.
Thank you so much for inviting us.
Maria, your business has had more shout-outs, I think, than a lot of other businesses in Bishop Stortford. But I don't want to steal your thunder. Who are you and what do you do here in Bishop Stortford?
Well, I am the CEO and founder of Crumbs. We are a modern artisan bakery. We make and bake everything in our open plan kitchens and proudly sell it in our cafes. We have two. The first one is in Waternet Stone with our main kitchen, and we opened Bishop Stortford nearly 2 years ago now.
What made you open the store in Bishop Stortford?
The place actually fell into my lap, literally. We were constantly looking for the second and the third place. And one morning, it was a Thursday morning, I received an email from the owner of the place in Miller's Maltings. And I really liked the way it was written. I really liked Bishop Stortford also from my previous, when I started the business, I traded at farmers markets, and Bishop Stortford was one of them. And I had a little stall in North Street for a couple of years. We still have customers who used to come to me. At the time, it was Maria's Artisan Bakery. So when the place was offered to us, I went to see the same day. Really liked the brick building. I love being by the water. It's important to me that I really enjoy the place. If I want to spend somewhere 8 hours, I would really want to enjoy spending 8 hours and then 8 hours the next day and the day after. And this is what I loved about the Maltings. And so I said yes straight away. And we're very happy there.
Fantastic. It's a great spot. I spoke to you before we came on the air about how me and my son, we do go to Stortford Gymnastics on a Thursday morning, and then it's tradition that we come along to Crumbs afterwards for a nice relaxation, a bit of a cake that we cut into little bits, and a coffee, and it's a bit of downtime for me after chasing them around the gymnastics hall. So it really means a lot to me and my son. It's a really lovely space to come into.
It's what Crumbs really is about. It's about community, and I think when I started the business, one thing that I wanted to create is to serve food that unites people. So Crumbs is not just about making food. It is about making great food, but it also bringing people together with that food. So when we become a routine, when children come to us and they enjoy coming to us, this is because children don't lie. They're very honest. If they don't like something, it doesn't matter how much you market it. If they don't like it, they don't want to go. And the fact that your son is happily coming to Crumbs on a particular day, that says a lot.
Yeah, but the girls that work in there, they're so welcoming. They make it feel like a safe space for us to bring the kids into, who are not always the best behaved kids. But it's we feel very comfortable
Brilliant. I'm very glad to
coming in
hear.
there. So pass on my best wishes
Definitely.
to
Thank
them.
you.
So what was your spark, Maria? How did you get? Have you always been for want of a better word, a baker? Have you always been creating things? What?
I always baked. My previous career, my main career was for years was in finance. And when I lived in Australia and I had my finance business there, we had a bakery downstairs in Sydney, and I discovered their bread there. And when I tried it for the first time, and I thought, oh, I can't believe that simple bread can be that tasty. That was nearly 15 years ago. And at the time, we knew that we would go back to England. And I knew we couldn't buy bread like that in England. It just didn't exist then. So I thought I need to make sure that I can make it myself for my family. And this is how it started. I was making it for myself, then came to England, kept making it. And this is when I started our mother or starter, Betty, which is now 10 years old, still makes all our sourdough. We feed her every day. She's the first team member at Crumbs. So I came back to England, was baking for myself first, then for mums at school, then started trading at farmers markets, and then we opened the first shop in Wotton, and the rest is history.
Wow. What a story. Incredible. I had no idea about the kind of Australian heritage. So the mother, what do you call it?
It's called mother or starter, depending on the country. So some people call it mother. It's starter is flour and water fermented over time. And it's a living organism. You feed it once a day or twice a day, depending on how often you bake. And that's what you use instead of commercial yeast. So when we make bread, it's literally 3 ingredients. It's flour, water, and salt, nothing else. Well, and of course, baker's skills.
Love.
Yes.
Yeah.
Time, fermentation, all that.
Yeah. Wow. And that's sitting there, under lock and key, I'm guessing. Like that's the secret sauce.
She just sits in there in its own big pot in the fridge. We use her every morning, and then we feed her after every shift in the afternoon, and then reuse them next morning again. It's she behaves differently in different weather, so we learn what she wants. That's why it is baker's skill to understand how to turn very simple ingredients in a loaf of sourdough with big holes and chewy crumb and crust, and it's very organic, very hands-on.
Exciting. I wish this was a baking podcast because I could just ask you lots more questions about that. But this is about Bishop Stortford community, and you chose Bishop Stortford because obviously that location, but also because of the uniqueness of Bishop Stortford. Can you talk to that a little bit?
I've had experience obviously with the first shop, and we love being in Wotton, where we're part of the community. With regulars, we know people who come to us; they know us by first name, and Bishop Stortford is very similar in that respect, but in a much bigger space. We're not in a village; we're in a big town, very busy town, and yet people, the businesses around us in the Maltings, I couldn't wish for better people. The first person in River Mill on the first day when we arrived took out a big ladder and just saw us trying to fix something on the wall and said, well, do you want help? The people who come to us, again, we get to know them with the names of their dogs, with their children, and we become part of the routine. And it goes for businesses as well as for customers. It's a very friendly place, and that's what we love about it. But then I think we look for good customers, and we're very lucky that they come to us. Those lovely people. Nothing is stress. So if it's natural when children come to us, when dogs are sitting, and it's definitely a community place.
Yeah. And the other thing I notice as well when I come in, a lot of coffee shops you might go into and you might sit there and have your coffee and then leave. The way that it's set up is it almost encourages conversation and, nodding of heads to each other, and, conversations interject with each other, and it does become a bit more of a community space.
You will, well, you know that we've got a big table, so we've got tables for two, quite a few of them, but I love to have a communal table in every cafe, because when all the other spaces are taken and you're perhaps the only person, and some people feel shy to take the big table, but then they do, and then somebody else comes and joins them, and then they meet someone from Bishop Stortford they've never met before, and people form friendships or have just enjoy a nice conversation with a new person. That's how, and food brings them all together. That's the idea. So that big table is there for a reason.
Fantastic. That's wonderful. So if anybody's out there that hasn't come down to Crumbs yet, what's the best way for them to find you? If they don't know where you are yet, how can they find you and come and experience what you're offering?
We are by the river. The best way to find Crumbs is to head towards the art centre, and then they will see a big sign for Crumbs, literally 50 meters away, by the river, by the bridge.
Yeah, definitely. It's any old school Bishop Stortford listeners. It's opposite where H2O's used to be, but that's taking us back a long time now. But yeah, just over the river. If you come out the station and you just keep walking towards the river, and we'll go over the footbridge, and you'll walk into Crumbs accidentally.
I said it to myself.
Yeah, go in there. Say the podcast sent you, and you'll be well looked after, most definitely. And you're also online as well. You've got some great social media content.
We do. Our Instagram is I think it's interesting. It definitely shows a lot more of what we are. It shows what's happening in our kitchen. We are quite silly. We don't take ourselves seriously. We take seriously our craft, but not ourselves. So there are a lot of fun videos, which genuinely what we do behind the scenes. It's worth visiting. Yes, Crumbs Bakery and Cafe.
Fantastic. We'll put links to that and also to your website on the show notes, so anybody that's listening can follow along. And yeah, I like the way you've said that. You're silly, but you're serious about the craft. I think that's a good way of looking at business and life. Okay, are you ready for some Stortford Spotlight questions
Sure.
now? Excellent. These are 3 super fast questions that we ask every guest that comes onto the Bishop Stortford Community Podcast. First question. If you could put one sentence on a billboard in Jackson Square, what would it say, and who needs to hear it the most?
Life's too short for bad coffee and fake sourdough. And I think it's valid for all of us. I think we've normalized eating food that doesn't serve us. And then we're surprised why we feel bloated or, disconnected and not feeling well. It's important to eat good things. I mentioned that before. So our sourdough, we make it from just 3 ingredients. Flour, water, and salt. If you look on the back of any supermarket loaf, they'll probably be close to 25. And most of them you wouldn't be able to pronounce. It's like GCSEs in chemistry. So eat good food, good bread, and good coffee.
Fantastic. What a great way to live life. And I love the shout out to fake sourdough. Yeah, I could feel a clothing line coming off the back of that. Maria, if it doesn't already exist. Question number 2. Where do you go in Stortford, apart from Crumbs, that you secretly hope never gets too popular?
Well, I would say the quieter corners of Castle Park. It's close to us. Bishop Stortford is a busy town, and it's nice to go somewhere where it's quiet, a big space, blue skies, lots of greenery. It's good to reset and slow down. I also love when you first walk into it, there is a children's playground, and you can hear children laugh, and it's all natural and it's happy. And then you follow it on, and it's you see the river, and I love being there by the water. You hear the water running. People walk with dogs. It's quieter. It's nicely maintained, but still natural. So it's a wonderful place, and I don't want it to be too busy, but it definitely deserves to be appreciated.
Fantastic. A nice walk for anybody
Definitely, yeah.
is if you go to Crumbs, get yourself a takeaway coffee. I've done this with my friend, and you walk along the canal,
Yes.
walk along the river, and then you can come up by Castle Park, and then you're straight into Castle Park across the road. It's worth a walk.
It's only 5-6 minutes, and it's a nice walk from us, or even towards us from the park. It's when the journey is as enjoyable as the destination, either way, whether to the park or to Crumbs.
Definitely, you can definitely do that in both directions. Yeah, if you're in Castle Park, come that way, and vice versa.
Absolutely worth it.
Okay, question 3. Who's doing something special in town that more people need to know about?
I love Eat 17. To me, it's like a mini time out from New York, but with better seating, or the answer in Bishop Stortford to Spitalfields Market. It's got lots of independence. They evolve themselves all the time. There are new seatings, new people in there, just joined recently. It's good food. I absolutely love when you walk in. There is water. There is Bish magazine for people to pick up and see what's happening in Bishop Stortford, and those green tiled tables with a cup of coffee. It's just such a vibe, and people of all different ages. It's a wonderful place to go to, definitely.
Yeah, I think it's a great way to introduce people, because of the way it's kind of street food, independent retailers, into independent shops. It's a great way to introduce young, children to different types of food, because they can go in there and have pizza, which is fantastic, by the way. But then they can try, if you're having one like the Mexican or sushi or something like that, they can, can I try a bit of it? And it's just something a little bit different. And then next, and it just evolves their palate a little bit.
To me, it's also it's similar in the structure to Crumbs. So we bake and make in front of people. So our kitchens are open. You can see how we make your sandwich or your coffee, or in Wotton pastries and bread. And the same in Eat 17. That pizza is made in front of you. It's baked in this big oven, which looks great, and it's kind of more real. It's food that you can touch and see.
Yeah, that's always my favorite seat in a restaurant, if you can get it. It's like the kind of bar seat, or like when people making sushi in front of you. If you can sit there and watch what's happening, it adds to the experience. It really does. Not everywhere you can do that kind of thing, but when you can.
I'm terrible at that, actually, because I do it everywhere. And apparently my daughter tells me that I'm so indiscreet that it's terrible. There have been occasions when I would sit in Gales or in other coffee shops, and the baristas would come up to me and say, "Are you the new inspector?" I was like, "I'm not."
And you get your little notebook out and say, "I might be."
I do. That's the problem. Yes, I do.
Fantastic. I look forward to embarrassing my children for years to come using the same technique, Maria. What's your website, Maria, if anybody wants to follow along and see what you're all about?
Very simple, crumbsbakery.co.uk.
Excellent. Maria, that's a wrap. Thank you so much for joining us on the Bishop Stortford Community Podcast today.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for having me.
Not a problem. If you've enjoyed this episode, the best way to support us, the show, is to hit follow, leave a quick review on YouTube, Apple, or Spotify, and then share it on your socials so that someone else can see what Crumbs is all about, what Maria is all about, and the story behind our favourite coffee shop. And maybe someone in town who's not on social media, but you think might want to get along to Crumbs. Share this episode with them so that they can see what it's all about. If you can share as well anybody in town that you think is doing something different, that started a new business that you think we should feature on the show, drop their name in the comments below and we can reach out to them and get them on the show. Maria, thanks ever so much again for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.